All right, and welcome to Overtime, brought to you by KingsCast at www.kingscast.net. I did it twice. I'm Keith Kordelik.
And I'm Chris Kalazewski.
And we are not back from Staples Center. Kings are on the road. It's going to be a long one. Chris, Kings win tonight.
Yeah, big win tonight. Here to talk about the road trip so far. Here to talk about the St. Louis game against the Carolina Hurricanes, game tonight against the Tampa Bay Lightning. Also take your questions from Facebook and Twitter, and also present a new contest/drawing.
So here we go, episode 143, entitled Dean Lombardi is on the clock.
All right, Keith and Kings fans, the road trip, looked at it on paper, we're like, okay, this isn't too bad. It's not like we're playing Boston and, Detroit and all the tough teams. It looks like there was one of those kind of gimme road trips, where we're definitely going to be 4-2, score a ton of goals, and come back and, lead the division. Not so fast here. Played St. Louis Blues, one of the better teams in the West, and had one of those grinded out, ugly 1-0 losses.
I was actually surprised it was 1-0, and obviously the Kings did lose that game because it was the St. Louis Blues. They're playing tremendous hockey. They're amazing at home. Ken Hitchcock has, ignited a fire under a team that really has been underperforming for a couple of years now. And, God, what a boring game to watch.
Yeah.
And, the Kings just, you feel like they're getting the momentum back, and then they forget about the fact that they had momentum, and they go back to being an underachieving team that has Dan Cloutier as their goalie, but they still are not letting in any goals. It's terrible.
Yeah. Defense is definitely there. Goaltending there. But this offense, and I don't even know what to call it anymore. Is it a mental thing? Is it a chemistry thing? Is it a coaching thing? I don't really think it's any of those things. It's hard to say what it is, but the talent's there. And sometimes I want to give up on these players. Sometimes I want to be like, you know what? These guys just aren't that skilled. I just don't see it happening ever. Blow it up. Let's start rebuild again,
Well, I think part of it, and this is why we called the episode Dean Lombardi is on the clock, is he really is. I mean, if we don't make the playoffs, he's getting fired. If we get bounced in the first round, he should be fired. Let's be real. And I think the problem is, Chris, is that Dean Lombardi overvalued this team. I mean, our defense, solid. I think Puck Daddy just did a blog about the highest paid defenses in the league. The Kings were number 2, but we had the 3rd best defense in the league, so obviously performing very well. No question about the goaltending. Quick has been, an all-star, obviously. But the problem is the forwards. You get a bunch of playmakers and a bunch of winners, but you get nobody who can, who likes to dangle or, is really sweet with the puck. And, you put a lot of role players. I mean, when Jarrett Stoll is your second-line right winger, there's a problem. And they even said tonight in the broadcast with Tampa Bay, I mean, Jarrett Stoll, it was on the point for so many years with the Kings in the power play, taken off of that. It's just, he played 2 games as a winger, in his entire National Hockey League career before he was a center. I think Dean Lombardi screwed it up.
Yeah. Got to do something about it, though. Heading into Carolina, and this is like one of those games. I was like, okay, we lost a tough one against St. Louis, but Carolina, one of the worst teams out there. And, Kings, of course, got the goal from the one guy that's been consistently scoring, Anze Kopitar.
Well, for the last few games. Well, not the whole season. I mean,
no, I'm not saying the whole season.
Up the brakes.
But, and I think we texted during this game, and where I was like, it was 1-0 Kings. Yep. It just didn't seem like a game that the Kings were going to take over. No. And I was like, hey, Keith, I'm thinking 3-2 in the shootout, Carolina. I think you said a similar thing, a very similar response. And what do you know? That's exactly what happened. 2 unanswered goals. Kings lose 2-1 to one of the worst teams in the league, and suddenly they find themselves with 1 goal in 2 games with 2 losses.
The question for me is, and going back to the Dean Lombardi is on the clock, Chris, is, Simon Gagne in the lineup healthy. Now, we knew he was going to be injured. We didn't think he'd be out indefinitely, maybe for his entire career, with that concussion. But you had a guy like Scott Parse, who we always had the question mark, and Simon Gagne knew he was going to be injured. Who do we have after that? No one.
No, and especially, we got a Pound Penner in that, too. We talked about this before the season started. We're like, defense good, goaltending good, but the left wing is still so uncertain. It was like, is Gagne get it health? Is he going to stay healthy? And the answer is no. Of course. And now, like you say, we might not ever see him again, sadly. Dustin Penner, obviously, we know he had a goal tonight, but not producing the way we'd hoped he have. And Scott Parse, please, hip surgery number 5 or something. We'll never see him again.
Not on the Kings. He'll score 30 with the Islanders next season. But coming into tonight, against the Tampa Bay Lightning, and they've had a good point streak, up to now, but they've been playing terrible hockey all season. Guy Boucher, sort of a one-hit wonder, and I'm not going to lie to you, Chris. I did not think the Los Angeles Kings were going to pull this one out, and they did. 3-1, and you got a goal by Kopitar and Dustin Penner. I mean, we've been talking a lot of crap about him, but since we did the shit LA Kings fans don't say, where you had that line where you're like, Penner, we never say that. He scored a few goals.
Yeah, he's actually been standing out the last week or so. I thought he's been
watching the show.
I think he has too. Oh, for sure.
Or reading the Royal Half, or Mayor's Manor.
Yeah, one of those things. It's all the same thing, basically. But no, Dustin Penner had a great goal. It's a goal that we expect him to see. Get that big body, get down there, wait for the pass, and just drill it into the net like he did tonight. We got to see more of that. But and Kyle Clifford with a great goal tonight.
Well, I mean, it was a terrible read by the Tampa Bay Lightning. They should have known that Kyle Clifford was coming out of the box. Great pass by Rob Scuderi. Kyle Clifford, as they said on the broadcast, looking like a 40-goal scorer the way he, deked Rolison out of his skates. But you know what? I mean, it was a lot of bad reads, Chris, I thought, by the Tampa Bay Lightning. Definitely a game we should have won because of their mistakes. But, if they were a little bit tighter, would we have won this game? I don't know.
I don't know either.
Playing.
They have a guy on their team, Steven Stamkos, who has 35 goals. Twice as many as by one. That anyone on the Kings.
That was a scary stat. I said it on TV. Steven Stamkos has his 35th goal, and Kopitar has how many now?
17.
17. He doesn't have 25. I mean, he's got 17. That's 18 less than Stamkos. That's scary.
Yeah, this team is still weird. Mike Richards, obviously the other skilled player on the team, has had one goal in like 18 games or something like that. I mean, it's really bad. And it's just so mind-boggling at this point.
So, Kings fans, we put a question out to you on Facebook and the Twitter. If you guys had any questions for us tonight, when you're looking for content, we give you questions that you can send to us and give us some content. So first one up from RJ La Rosa. With all the prospect and trade rumors going around, which guys do you find to be the worst possible move for the Kings before the deadline? I'm going to go with Ryan Malone for Jonathan Bernier. I think it's a terrible trade. Our friend Dennis Bernstein had, heard that rumor.
Enough of the 20-goal scores.
Yeah, and we said, bitch, please. Not to recap the last episode or anything like that, but... we need a guy that's a sniper, not a long-term contract, not that someone, that is aging or injured. But, at the deadline, I don't see us picking up anyone significant at this point.
No, me either.
Next question from Chris. I want to say Azevedo because
that's right.
I'm thinking
just like
Justin Azevedo.
Yeah,
exactly, but it's spelled differently. With the trade deadline coming up, what would be the ideal situation for the Kings? What would be the best, and what would you guys hope for? Claude Giroux. Next question.
Like it. All right, number 4, Darlene Safer. This one's good. Why did you guys like your own post? A couple reasons for that. Post was awesome. Had to like it. Doesn't matter if it was us. And also, we have like 20 admins on there, so it's like you like it, then you can see it on your feed if anyone responds, which hundreds of people did. So I'm glad we liked that.
I couldn't have said it better myself. Next question from Ken Henry. Helene Elliott tells us to be patient. I've been a patient Kings fan for 23 years. Do you guys want to be patient? Hell to the no. We don't want to be patient. We want to win. We want to win right now. We thought we should have been, but you can't come up with the goods on the wings. We're not going to be patient. We pay thousands of dollars. I mean, Chris and I have probably invested, since we've been season ticket holders since 05-06.
A number I don't want to know, really.
I mean, together, $50,000. I don't know, between jerseys and drinks and things like that.
Parking.
No, and we don't deserve to be patient. We deserve to win right now. And Helene Elliott, I don't think she's patient either.
No, I don't think she meant that like, oh, be patient, Kings fans. She meant like, yeah, you got to be patient because nothing's going to happen. That's her tone.
Yeah.
Okay, moving along here to Twitter questions. Black296 Took. Who does Compound have naked pictures of that is preventing his termination?
Us.
Yes, exactly. So he's easy there. Hey guys, it's not going to really help firing Compound. It's easy to find a scapegoat, but you look at the players for this situation. They're not scoring. It's up to them. I think the coaches are doing all they can to motivate them, to teach them how to do it. And like Dennis Bernstein said in the roundtable last year, there's no power play guru who we can bring in who's just going to turn it around and solve the problem immediately. It's got to dig deep with the players. Moving along. This is one of my favorite questions of here. Our good friend Bethlyn at I Like BS. If Stoll gets traded, who the hell is going to date the B-list actors? This one, I'm actually a little disappointed in the Kings. Some of these younger players, they're good-looking guys. No one's dating any celebrities. So it's like, I hope someone does. I'd hope someone dates a D-lister. Just anyone.
Yeah,
Come on.
There you go. If you do, send pictures, please, kingscast@gmail.com. And the final question from LA Libitaire, or whatever, 12, we'll link it up. Will the Kings put together a 5-game win streak? No. And in fact, I just looked this up prior to us shooting the show tonight. We've had two times when we've had three games or more that we've won in a row this season.
Yeah, and that 4-game win streak was like very early in the season. I don't think I think we're going to keep on the same pattern.
Yep.
Win, loss, 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 win, loss.
Overtime, shootout, yeah.
All right, Kings fans, something we are going to start doing here a little bit more is contests and giveaways. We have so many cool things that we want to give away, stuff that it's just burning a hole in our closets. So this contest/giveaway, we would like you to take a picture of the ice at Staples Center from whatever section you sit in. Let us know the section. We're going to be doing a really cool video photo montage at the end. Once we get pictures from every single section, send yours in today, kingscast@gmail.com. And leave
Facebook, post it on the wall, send it to us on Twitter. We don't care.
Yeah, wherever. Just let us know what section you're in, and we'll give away a puck signed by a Kings alumni.
So, Chris, what's the deadline on that?
Let's give it 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
So, end of February.
Yes.
March 1.
March 1
is your due date, Kings fans. There we go. All right, so Kings fans, for those of you that subscribe to us on iTunes, your primary way of getting there, we have finally caught up. We had a little hiccup with our iTunes feed, but we want to hear from you.
Yep.
A lot of people, commenting on the YouTube, on the site, on the Facebook. But if you subscribe to us on iTunes, comment on our Facebook page. Let us know you're there. Because shouts out to you. If you like the show, like us on Facebook, click that share button, tweet us on Twitter, like us on Facebook. We post so many things on Facebook. Leave that comment on the video. You know you gots to. And we'll be right back at you maybe next week. I don't know. I'm Keith Korneluk.
I'm Chris Kalaszewski.
Thanks for watching Overtime by KingsCast.